Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Knowledge. Welcome to Brews and Reviews, and today I'm reviewing Tobe Nwigwe Cinco Originals, and I am sipping on a Sam Adams Holiday White Ale. That's a 5.8% spicy winter ale, and this is an independent brewery that blew up, so let's listen to this independent rapper that's about to blow up. Here we go. Tobe Nwigwe. I got pulled into this Cinco Originals, of course, because of the track list and the features on it. We've got Balck Thought, Royce the 5'9", Big KRIT, Duckworth, Earthgang. So, you know we had to listen to this to fit all those dudes into 4 tracks, and if they're on this, you know the MC has to be somewhat respectable at least. This kind of reminds me of one of the last albums that I reviewed, Russ's EP, Chomp. But the difference here is that Tobe Nwigwe can hold his own much better with these rap heavyweights. Tobe is an up-and-coming rapper from Houston, Texas, but originally from Nigerian descent. He's a Nigerian-American, giving him a unique experience that he spits throughout his rhymes, putting in some of that culture and some of that world vibe. And his name, Tobe Nwigwe, means praise God. So let's see if he's God on these bars, and let's get into these 4 tracks that are ironically just 4 on Cinco Originals. The first track is Eat, and we know from the very first notes that this is going to be something unique. The melody is led by a high wind instrument, giving it a world music feel. And this has a hard bass line too, which we'll come to learn throughout these 4 tracks that that's a signature sound from Tobe's producer, Nell. And when I say bass, I mean bass. This is the kind of bass that'll make you want to listen to it on subwoofers. So much now, music is a personal listen, and you're listening on these or cheap Bluetooth speakers, and you're not getting the full experience like we used to get by putting these on some subwoofers. And I had to play this track and the rest of the EP on my 12-inch 3-way Cerwin Vegas, and it sounds so much better on that. I don't always do that anymore, but this inspired me to do it. I need to do it more with music, and if you have something like that, then go and listen to it. Get it off those JBL Flips or whatever it is that you're listening to, those Amazon Echoes.
Put it on some real speakers.
His flow is monotone, conversational, and unique at the same time. And if you've listened to as much hip hop as I have, you're always looking for some unique sound, and Tobe definitely has it from these first bars. He tells us on this first verse how to pronounce his full name, and I'm just impressed that he can fit it all in the rhythm of this song. Somewhat unexpectedly, on the second verse, we get a female MC who comes in with tons of energy to break up his monotone, and she's got almost a Danny Brown type of flow, and this MC is named Fat. And to make it even more interesting, Fat is actually Tobe's wife, and you can hear the comfort of these two working together and can tell that they've done this kind of collaboration a lot. We get Tobe back on the third verse, and I'm just enamored with the structure of this track and how they played it off, where he came in monotone and she came in with all kinds of energy, and then he, the former monotone flow, came in with even more energy than she had on the third verse. And I don't know that I've ever really heard a song that's structured in this way. I love the crescendo that they put in from the beginning to the end. Wildlings featuring Earthgang and Duckworth, and we get some 80s sounding synths and electronic drums, something reminiscent of Africa Bambaataa, and I'm actually surprised I never thought of this before, but I could definitely see Earthgang on a Bambaataa type of track. In fact, I could see them remaking Planet Rock, really. Tobe is again experimental with the flow, changing up the rhythms and the rhyme schemes throughout his first verse. And by the third verse, the beat changes up, allowing space for Johnny Venus's voice to echo. And he's a perfect feature for Tobe, as he's known to experiment with the flow and add a lot of variety and depth to the way that he makes music. And that's exactly what Tobe's going for with this EP, and definitely what Johnny Venus from Earthgang is doing with this verse. The next track is Bozos, and we have some horns. I love hearing horns in rap. Used to hear it a lot in the 90s. We don't hear enough of it anymore. And we've also got the hard bass line that's running throughout this EP. And another monotone flow from Tobe, but switching it up with the rhyme schemes, kicking multiple inner rhymes throughout his first verse. And lyrically, he tells us not to get caught up in the nonsense. He says, choose love that constantly keeps you grounded. And don't join the circus if you ain't clowning. And then we've got a feature from Big KRIT, and we actually haven't heard enough of KRIT this year, so it's great to hear him here. He's kicking a flow over this beat that somehow has morphed into completely his style. I'm talking some intergalactic southern shit is what's going on the beat here. And while the beat is hype, he's got the words of a Zen master, calming us down, letting us breathe, letting us be one. He says, sit down and listen to the breeze, the whistle of simplicities that echo off the trees. Not the ones that choke, but the ones that help you breathe. Inhale, exhale, that slow that gave you hope. Thanks, KRIT. I'm at peace. Father figure. This is why I'm here. This is probably why you're here. Because this song features the #1 feature artist of the year and all-around GOAT, Balck Thought, and wordplay and flow master Nickel 9, Royce the 5'9", and some hard but minimalist bass to let these MCs glide over the beat. Tobe kicks it off, taking the first verse, and that's respect. Doing the first verse, letting the other guest artists round it out. And he gives us the concept of the title. He says, I swear they'll have my art in exhibitions in a minute. Not just a rapper to these rappers, I swear I'm their father figure. Reek G's comes next, and this dude molds to the beat. I don't think I've ever heard Thought rhyme like this, and the way that he's doing, he's kicking some monotone stuff like Tobe would do, but he sounds so effortless like he's done it 100 times. And he says, dearly beloved, if it's merely a budget, I'm clearly above it. My skin and my hair is Nigerian colored and does what an Aryan's doesn't. If you purely a puppet, then you'll really be stuck at the end, you a suffix. Damn. Thought, metaphors, a sick flow. He's my father figure for sure. And then there's Royce. And doesn't he have a way of making really intricate rhyme schemes sounding like he just naturally talks that way? I mean, I truly believe that this dude just thinks in inner rhyme. It's almost unbelievable the way that he spits it off just nonchalantly. And he goes off on this verse, rhyming Italian words and proper foreign names throughout the entire verse. But this dude found a way to tie everything together and pay homage to the other two artists on this song in a dope metaphor at the same time. He says, beam on top of that slingshot, Glock sings soft as Dwelle, and things start to fall apart like Chino with Chebe. Never mind that he also worked in fellow Detroit artist Dwelle, but he references the novel Things Fall Apart, which was also the title. They got it from the novel, but it was the title of the Roots' fourth album, Things Fall Apart. And the author of that is from Nigeria, same as Tobe, who is of Nigerian descent. Like Royce said on one of his album titles, layers. I love this. This is fun as hell. The beats are extremely hard and entertaining, and they're minimalist when they need to highlight the rhymes. And for his part, Tobe keeps his rhymes varied and intricate and interesting and has a bunch of different styles. And then he has the guest appearances in there that keep us really interested, that none of these MCs phoned it in. And we're getting great verses from some of the top artists that are in the game today. I will be looking forward to many more projects from Tobe in the future, and I think that he really did his thing here. I'm going to give this an 8 out of a 12 pack. Thank you for watching my review of Tobe Nwigwe Cinco Originals. If you like this, go ahead and hit like now and hit me up in the comments. You can also subscribe to my channel. The link's popping up right now. I drop hip-hop and hops related content consistently. So until I see you next time, keep buzzing.